Welcome to the Real Film Nerds Podcast.
Hello, kids, and welcome to the Real Film Nerds Podcast, episode number 250. Mike, we made it to 250. I don't know if that's an accomplishment or not an accomplishment. We definitely have a lot of downloads just because we have so many podcasts. So I'm going to go with a positive, successful accomplishment. What's your thoughts?
Man, it's great. I mean, I never thought when I started on episode 3 that we'd make it to 250, and here we are. And not only are we at 250, Matt, we are reviewing like a fashion movie. Who would have thought? Wait,
hold on. It's not about Gucci?
No. Gucci. The fashion accessories, I don't know.
Oh, great.
I don't know. Designers.
Mike, I might have watched the wrong movie. Was it in like a movie theater or was it on pay-per-view, specifically Spice Channel?
No, it was in a movie theater and it wasn't on. I don't know if it's on the Spice Channel. I haven't.
Yeah, I watched the wrong one then.
Uh-oh.
I was wondering why Lady Gaga was naked the whole time.
Yeah, well, I guess this is going to be a short pod then.
Oh, yeah, I was just trying to... That would be a perfect, like, porn, like, spoof. House of Gucci. Perfect. Like, it's made for it. Like, seriously, just a house full of a bunch of naked ladies. House of Gucci. That's it. That's my $1 million idea, Mike. Although, is it really mine? Probably not, because I'm sure they're already filming something like that.
Yeah, probably as soon as they saw the trailer, they're like, I got an idea.
Right. Yep. Done. All right. So there you go. House of Gucci, Real Film Nerds, episode number 250. Mike, go ahead. Give us a rundown.
All right, Matt. This was directed by Ridley Scott. It was written by Becky Johnson, Roberto Bonavega, and it is starring Lady Gaga, Adam Driver, Al Pacino, Jeremy Irons, Jared Leto, and Salma Hayek. And when Patrizia Reggiani, an outsider from humble beginnings, marries into the Gucci family, her unbridled ambition begins to unravel their legacy and triggers a reckless spiral of betrayal, decadence, revenge, and ultimately murder.
So, Mike, it's Patrizia Reggiani.
Man, yeah.
I know, they don't say her name that much, or her unmarried name that much until, just mostly in the beginning of the film, and then she marries a Gucci. And then she's, Patrizia Gucci.
Correct.
All right, Mike, so you go ahead. What are your first thoughts?
So I didn't really know what we were getting into when I went and watched this movie, Matt, because, it was just a request. So I just went. I knew there were some big names in it, but I didn't really know what to expect. I was a little surprised it was directed by Ridley Scott, actually. But, it's a family dynasty kind of like just, I don't know, you get to see kind of this slow train wreck in motion. I don't know. It was okay. Lady Gaga was really, really great. And surprisingly, well, maybe not really surprisingly, but I love Jared Leto's character. He was great. He's so good at these kind of off the wall characters, man. It was fun to see him, and he was in the movie a lot. It's really like Adam Driver, Lady Gaga, Al Pacino, and Jared Leto most of the movie. So I really like Jared Leto's character.
Paolo was one of my favorite characters of the film. It was fantastic. I had a hinkling it was Jared Leto when I was watching the film, but I waited to see the credits to confirm, because much like you, Mike, I didn't really pay too much attention to the trailers. I didn't really do much research on this beforehand. I really don't know about the story of Gucci. I really don't care. I can't afford that kind of stuff. It's not really my style. But I enjoyed this film. I thought it was very, very good. The biggest issue I have Ridley Scott, if you're listening, is the length. It is long, dude, and it feels long. It just kind of goes and goes and goes and goes. Now, I understand why it's so long, because they're literally giving you like the whole story of kind of the rise of Maurizio Gucci and going into the business and getting married, and how his wife like influenced a lot of his decisions early on to kind of upend the family business that's been going for a while. So the acting was incredible from everyone. Everyone. Jared Leto is one of my favorites, but Al Pacino was absolutely phenomenal. He really knocked it out of the park. Of course, Lady Gaga did a great job. I don't think she was as good as she was in A Star Is Born, but that, let's be honest, Mike, that movie was made for Lady Gaga. Like, that role screams Gaga.
Yeah, that was almost kind of I guess a biography, kind of in some ways, about her rise to stardom and stuff. And so I think it was very easy for her to identify with the material.
Yeah, and I'm not saying she did a bad job. She did not. She did a phenomenal job in this. I just think in A Star Is Born, she was better. She's good in this. She's real good. Adam Driver, too. Excellent. Very good. But the two that stole the show for me, definitely Jared Leto, definitely Al Pacino. Just both of them were absolutely fantastic. Love their performances. And that's why this film, we'll get to our ratings later, but that's why I'm going to give this film the rating I'm going to give it, is because of the performances. The cinematography was okay. It's nothing special. The story is good, but again, nothing really special, nothing really out of the ordinary. It's super, super long, but what sets this movie apart is the performances. They're just incredible. It's what makes this movie.
Yeah, I mean, like you, Matt, I didn't know much about the Gucci story, or really much anything about Gucci. So, I mean, in some ways I was learning a little bit about the history and the different things. And I really enjoyed some of the parts, cause it's got some pretty funny stuff. The Italians crack me up. A lot of the, just kind of their mannerisms and their different things. It was fun. Yeah. So you're right. The performances are what makes this movie. So if you want to go see this movie in the theaters, it's long, but it is a pretty good movie. Matt, do you think anybody's going to get an Oscar nomination out of this?
I wouldn't be surprised if there were several Oscar noms on this. I think Jared Leto probably will get supporting. I think Al Pacino will probably get supporting, because they're not really the leading characters, I guess you would say. That's more of, the Gaga and the driver, or the driving Gaga. There we go.
The driving Gaga. There it is.
Yeah, they're kind of the leads. I think Pacino and Leto probably will get a nod, but I don't know, man. The Oscars and Academy Awards and all that shit is so weird now. But if it was me, I'd pick those two.
Okay. And then, I mean, not to, he wasn't in it too much, but it was really great to see Jeremy Irons again on screen. He's such a great character actor. And, I mean, this movie is just full of great actors. So, it was pretty fun to watch. For me, the story is a little bit, I mean, it's a good story, but it's kind of crazy family drama stuff. And, I don't know. Sometimes it's a little bit like, oh, wow. Like, it's amazing that people have to deal with all that stuff.
Too realistic, Mike? To your own family drama?
Oh, yeah. Yep. It's always about the shares of the family fortune.
Yeah, I mean, that's what my family fights over is, who gets the, last piece of chicken. That's what my family's all about.
Well, all right, Matt. I think on that note, I will ask you, what are you drinking this fine morning, evening, afternoon?
Mike, well, since I'm a slacker and I was running behind and I didn't know what time we were going to pod, I just grabbed the first beer that it was in the refrigerator and just ran into my podcasting mecca, I'm drinking a Michelob Ultra with only 2.6 carbs. It's delightful.
Oh, nice. 2.6. Not 2.7, because that would be terrible, but 2.6?
Yeah.
A-okay.
I can handle 2.6. 2.7, 2.8, way too much. I got to draw the line somewhere.
All right, Matt. Well, I'm back to my old hijinks. I'm drinking an IPA, Sierra Nevada Celebration Fresh Hop IPA, in spirit of the season.
Well, all right, Mike. That now means it's Real Film Nerds Marvel Cinematic Universe tie-in time. One of the most important questions ever. How does the House of Gucci relate to the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Gosh, dude, 250 episodes, but I can't say we've found 250 links, but it has to be over 200. It has to be over 200.
Matt, I think I've only not found a MCU like 2 or 3 times. So I think we're like right around 245, 244.
Well, you got to take out the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, and then you got to take out our first few episodes where we didn't do it. So I'd say you're probably in the 240s. The high 240s.
Okay, high 240s it is. On that note, this movie, I went for the easy one. I'm all about easy ones. And
yes,
that
Mike, we know.
Miss Salma Hayek. She was in the recent Eternals movie as Ajak. And in this movie, she was Pina.
Now, Mike, which Real Film Nerds podcast episode number is The Eternals?
248?
248. Is that correct? I don't know. I don't have the website open because I will expose the noise on my keyboard. Oh, hold on. I got it. I got it right now. I'm scrolling down.
It's 248 or 246?
Nope. It's not 248. It's not 247. It is 246, Mike.
Dang it.
It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. So coming up in not this next podcast after this one, but 2 podcasts from now, we will be doing our 4th Marvel Cinematic Universe movie of the year. And probably the 4th in as many months because they crammed them all at the end. But I think it's going to be the best one of the year.
Yeah, we're going to do Spider-Man Far From Home.
I'm very, very much looking forward to it. I think it'll be more about Doctor Strange, but we'll see. We'll see. So, okay, we're in the spoiler territory. I don't think it really matters. We've been talking about it. This is a known story for people that are into the documentary kind of world and paying attention to drama and fashion and all that stuff. Everybody knows about this. Mike, here's one of my other criticisms about the story is the assassination was very, very limited in this. They really kind of got to it, and then all of a sudden, he was murdered, and that's it. Done.
Yeah, well, I mean, Matt, like you said, the runtime was really getting long, so maybe they just figured we would just be able to make the jump to the trial.
I would have liked a little bit more of the Maurizio kind of assassination plot and things throughout the film instead of it just being kind of rushed at the last little bit. But, what do you do? Ridley Scott did it. He's a great director. He's done great films. There's one right now that I kind of want to buy. It just came out. I didn't get a chance to see it in the theaters. I talked about it. The Final Duel?
Oh, yeah. The Matt Damon, Ben Affleck movie where they wrote it again. Like, this is the first time they've worked together since Good Will Hunting.
Right. And I kind of want to watch that, but it's now out on digital. It's $20. The critics loved it, but nobody went and saw it in the theaters. And I heard it's just brutal, very well written, great acting, but it just did not sell well. I guess the public just isn't ready for it. And Ridley Scott attacked the Marvel Cinematic Universe several times over people not seeing it and all that. And I don't know. I just want to see it. I think it looks like a cool film and something I kind of want to watch. But, we'll get there eventually. So, Mike, speaking about movies that are not related to this podcast, guess what we have this week, Mike?
Oh, Matt, I think we have a giveaway this week, don't we?
Mike, we do. So for Real Film Nerds podcast episode number 250, our good friends over at Paramount Pictures gave us some digital rental codes for the brand new Bruce Willis movie Deadlock that just came out this week. So if you want to be entered into a contest to win one of these rental codes for, I believe it's Redbox Online. I don't remember the exact website that Redbox does it. It might just be redbox.com. But it's a free rental of this film. Go ahead, shoot us an email. Tell us your favorite Bruce Willis film. You can email me at matt@realfilmnerds, not nods, nerds.com, or mike@realfilmnerds.com. And just tell us what your favorite Bruce Willis movie is, and we'll pitch you in for a drawing to win one of these free codes for this movie. And heck yeah, dude, Bruce Willis, another film, awesome.
Yeah, on the Bruce Willis note, Matt, just for our listeners, Looper just came out on Netflix, so you can watch that sci-fi. That's a great sci-fi movie with Bruce Willis, so go ahead and stream that one if you have a Netflix subscription.
That was back when I liked Rian Johnson.
Okay, all right. I think this is a Star Wars thing, so I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it on the floor.
Yeah,
boom.
We're gonna leave it alone because I need to finish out our promotion for the new film Deadlock. So here we go, Mike. Here is the business right away. Let's see. Hopefully, I don't screw it up. I'm okay at reading and talking, and sometimes it's hard to do it at the same time. Deadlock, the action-packed thriller starring Bruce Willis and Patrick Muldoon, is now available on digital and on demand. When a wanted criminal, Willis, leads a team of mercenaries threatening to flood an entire town, it's up to one retired elite Army Ranger, Muldoon, to save thousands of innocent lives before it's too late. Buy or rent Deadlock and watch it today. It is rated R, and again, it is from our good friends over at Paramount Pictures, who I recently started giving more money to because I am now a subscriber of Paramount Plus. Yellowstone is just too good, Mike. It's too good. I have to have Paramount Plus.
Okay, man. No problem. Paramount, thanks you.
Yeah, thank you again for the giveaway. We love it. We love giving away films here on our podcast. Our listeners love it. And I hope you love giving us stuff to give away because I know we like it. So, all right, Mike, back on with Real Film Nerds and our review of House of Gucci.
All right, Matt. So, the various extravagance that they show in this movie, what did you think about it? Like, did it entertain you? Like the different, like, just crazy, like, things that they would do, like, I guess some of the different parties and, like, at the store and, like, when they went to restaurants and stuff, just the weird things they would do, or how did that hit you?
It is a world I do not know and will never know, and I guess it'd be cool to know what it's like to drive a Lambo. That'd be pretty sweet. They have, like, a ski house vacation home in, like, the Alps, and they're all, like, hanging out there, and I don't know, it's just a totally different lifestyle that I don't know if I would enjoy because, one, I don't know if I'll ever get to that level, but I don't know. It's kind of weird to me blowing a lot of money on very simple things, like, why do you need, like, a $10,000 like handbag or however much the stuff is? I don't get it. I mean, I'm just like everybody else. I understand quality is a wonderful thing, but I mean, the McRib is delicious and it's only like $5. It is not quality. So, but it's still delicious.
All right. Well, once again, you brought up a McRib. But yeah, okay. I agree with you, man. It's a world that you or I probably will never see. And if we do, it'll be like just a window. But, anyway, the thing that I took away from this was, just because you can buy all these things doesn't mean you have all, everything's figured out. I mean, there's always problems. Everything, life happens. There's always this stuff. It's just different kinds of stuff. In this movie, a lot of it was like family drama, trying to deal with the brothers or the uncles or the cousins trying to do different things, and everybody wants to be on top, and Another thing that I found kind of interesting was Aldo Gucci, played by Al Pacino, actually aligned to make knockoffs of their own stuff to sell to make money. And it was brilliant, and he made all kinds of money doing it, and it was interesting.
Now, was that in the movie, or did you research that outside of it? Because I know there's that whole knockoff part where Patrizia loses her mind over finding him at a flea market.
No, but like Aldo pretty much admits in the movie, I didn't do any research, but in the movie he admits that he did that. And then, when they were doing the business talk with the, Mideast investor guy, he said, "Oh, what's this? You closed down this side project of Aldo, and that brought in $200 million a year, man."
Well, yeah, I mean, and it's also a good way for advertising because, you see a bunch of knockoff Gucci stuff. It's still the name brand of Gucci being put out there, even though it's not name brand.
Yeah, I think that's kind of how he looked at it as, it's not going to have the quality, but they still made money off of it, and then it would give other people the chance to be like, oh, I wonder if I could get a real one.
Right, yeah, exactly. It's the illusion of being able to afford such high-end products and quality and all those other things. I don't know. I've never even... I'm sure I've seen Gucci bags, but I haven't really cared. I don't know. It's just not a world that I'm in. Like, I wear Wrangler jeans, not because I'm a cowboy, but because they're cheap and they're durable. I think spending more than $20 for a pair of pants is ridiculous.
Yeah, me too, man. I remember one time I went into a store and they only had like a few things out. And I was like, what's this? And they're like, oh, this is our jeans or whatever. I was like, oh, okay. Well, how much? And they were like $250. And I was like, okay. And I walked right out.
Well, Mike, we know you don't like wearing pants because I can tell right now by our Skype video that you don't like wearing pants. I mean, I don't mind, calling you an intimate friend, Mike, but this might be a little bit too intimate.
Well, yes, on a realistic fashion, I do not like wearing pants too much. I'm more of a shorts guy. I love my cargo shorts.
Yeah, you're the dad with the cargo shorts. You admit it.
I love cargo shorts. They have all the extra pockets.
So many pockets. So, well, all right, Mike, let's go ahead and get to it. How many reels do you give House of Gucci?
All right, Matt. I'm going to give this one 2.5 reels. I liked it, but at the same time, I don't know. There was just something, maybe it was his content. I don't know. Something about it I just didn't quite like all the way, but it did have really good performances, so I'm going to give it 2.5 reels.
Well, Mike, I am going to be a little bit higher than you. I give it 3.5 reels, and I was teetering between a 3.5 and a 4. I kept going back and forth and back and forth. The reason why I went to 3.5 is because honestly, the only thing that really sticks out to me about this film is the performances, and the story was okay. It was good. I mean, it's not incredible. It's too long. All the things I've just talked about is the reason why I gave it a 3.5 instead of a 4. Jared Leto killed it. Al Pacino killed it. Lady Gaga killed it. Adam Driver, Jeremy Irons killed it. Oh, dude, speaking about Jeremy Irons, I want to ask you this. Have you watched the new Watchmen show on HBO? It's not new now. It's been out for a while. But did you ever watch that?
No, I didn't. I never got a chance.
Oh, you need to watch it. It's on HBO Max now because, HBO Max is now all of HBO, I guess, too. Watch it. Jeremy Irons is really something else in that film. And not film, it's a TV show. But in that TV show, he is really something else.
Okay, I'll check it out, man.
It's very good, very good. With your copious amounts of free time, right?
Oh yeah, I got free time for days.
Yeah, I was just talking to some of my coworkers about that today, about how I now understand why several of my coworkers have maids and gardeners, because they just flat out don't have time to do anything around their house. I'm like, well, again, that's great for them, but I still couldn't afford it. I'd rather do the work myself. So, all right, Mike, next week it is your pick. Why don't you tell our lovely listeners what film we're going to be reviewing for next week?
All right, Matt. Yeah, so I wanted to do a Christmassy type movie, but a little something off the beaten path. And I was like, what is a movie that we haven't reviewed that I'd really like to watch again, and probably will watch anyway during this holiday season? And, I chose Trading Places with Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy. And this one is it's a great movie. I always enjoy watching it, and it's not exactly a Christmas movie, but it's very Christmas-y. It's during the time, and anyway, I thought this one would be a fun one, Matt, and we talked about maybe doing something, reviewing movies that weren't quite the newest movies, and so I chose this one. So hopefully everybody will like it.
Well, Mike, here's a little bit of trivia for you. Did you know that one of the reasons why we have the original Ghostbusters is because of Trading Places?
No, I did not.
So Dan Aykroyd did such a good job with Trading Places that the studios granted him the ability to do Ghostbusters.
Oh, man. Well, then that's awesome, and I'm glad we're going to talk about this movie.
Yeah, if it was a flop, they weren't going to let him, make Ghostbusters, but they did. And originally, I'm sure you know this, the part of Winston was intended for Eddie Murphy.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
Yep, it was. And the part of Venkman was intended for John Belushi.
I did know that.
And the tribute to John Belushi in the original Ghostbusters, I think we talked about this when we reviewed it way back, which that is one of the times I gave a 5 out of 5, by the way, people. Slimer is in the mold and look of John Belushi.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So Slimer is supposed to basically be John Belushi's ghost. So that's pretty fun. That's a cool little call out to him. So anyways, all right, Mike. Well, I'm excited. I like Trading Places. It's a good movie. I haven't seen it in a long time. We might have to rent this one because I think it's only on Stars. And luckily, I got some free rentals recently from Vudu because I bought so many movies over the Thanksgiving holiday. It's hard to pass up those 3 for $10 deals, man. It really is. 3 decent movies for $10 at 4K too. Yeah, I'm gonna jump on that.
Yeah. No, I understand, man. Yeah, I understand.
So, anyways, all right. Well, Mike, I'm good. Go ahead, do your thing. Take us out of here for Real Film Nerds episode number 250.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Make sure to follow us on the Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And go out there, stream a movie. Go watch a movie at the theater if you can. And, enjoy your holiday season. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening to The Real Film Nerds. Now, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Real Film Nerds. Now, go out and catch a movie.